Welcome to English Listening Practice. Today's story, Speak English with Confidence Today. This story has 55 parts. Listen carefully and enjoy the story.
Do you feel nervous when you open your mouth to speak English? Your heart beats fast and you forget every word. Trust me, you are not alone.
Welcome to the podcast. I am your host, and today we are talking about something very important. We are talking about speaking English with confidence. Learning grammar and vocabulary is great, but what happens when you actually need to speak? Many students feel too scared to try. But here is a secret. Confidence is actually more important than perfect grammar. When you are confident, people enjoy talking to you. In this episode, we will learn how to build that confidence. Let's look at some simple ways to feel better when you speak English. Let's start with our first big idea. You must accept that you will make mistakes. Making mistakes is a normal part of learning. Think about when you learned to ride a bike. Did you do it perfectly the first time? No, you probably fell down a few times. Speaking a new language is exactly the same. You will say the wrong word. You will use the wrong verb tense, and that is completely okay. Even native English speakers make mistakes when they talk. We say the wrong things or we forget our words. We just laugh and keep going. The biggest problem is not making a mistake. The biggest problem is stopping because you are afraid of a mistake. Imagine you want to say, he goes to the store. But instead, you say, he go to the store. Will the other person understand you? Yes, of course they will understand. The message is still very clear. Communication is about sharing ideas, not about being perfect. So, the next time you make a mistake, don't panic. Don't say sorry 100 times. Just smile and finish your sentence. People want to hear what you have to say. They are listening to your story, not checking your grammar like a teacher. If you realize you made a mistake, you can just correct yourself quickly. Say the right word and move on. It is really no big deal. Remember this rule. Perfect English does not exist in real life. Real life is messy, and real conversations are full of little mistakes. Now, let's talk about our second main point. Preparation is the key to feeling confident. When you are ready, you feel much better. How can you prepare? One great way is to practice common situations before they happen. You can do this at home by yourself. Try standing in front of a mirror. Look at yourself and introduce yourself in English. Say your name, where you are from, and what you do. It might feel a little silly at first, but speaking out loud trains your mouth to make English sounds. It builds muscle memory. Another great tip is to learn whole phrases, not just single words. Single words are hard to put together when you are nervous. For example, don't just learn the word help. Learn the phrase, "Can you help me, please?" This is much more useful in real life. When you know whole phrases, you don't have to think about grammar. You just say the phrase naturally. It saves you a lot of time. Here is another very important piece of advice. Speak slowly. Many learners think that speaking fast means speaking well. That is not true at all. Speaking fast often leads to more mistakes. It also makes you harder to understand. When you speak slowly, you give your brain time to think. You give yourself time to find the right words. Native speakers actually appreciate it when you speak clearly and slowly. It makes the conversation much more relaxed for everyone. Take a deep breath before you answer a question. There is no rush. A small pause before you speak shows that you are thinking. So remember to prepare phrases, practice out loud, and slow down. These three things will make a huge difference in how you feel. Let's move on to our third point.
we need to talk about some common mistakes learners make with their mindset. The biggest mistake is translating from your native language in your head. This takes way too much time and energy. When you translate, you pause for a long time. Then you feel stressed because the other person is waiting. This kills your confidence. Try to think in simple English from the start. If you don't know a difficult word, don't try to translate it. Describe it instead. For example, if you forget the word wallet, don't panic. Just say, the thing where I keep my money. People will understand instantly. Another common mistake is trying to use big, difficult words. You don't need fancy vocabulary to sound good in English. Simple words are powerful. They are clear and easy to understand. Most native speakers use simple words in their daily conversations. What should you do if you don't understand the other person? Many learners just nod and pretend they understand. Please don't do this. It is always better to ask for help. Asking questions actually shows that you are confident. You can simply say, I'm sorry, can you speak a little slower? Or, could you repeat that, please? People are always happy to help. Now, let's look at some real-world scenarios. Imagine you are at a restaurant in London or New York. You want to order food. The waiter comes to your table and speaks very fast. You feel nervous. First, take a deep breath and smile. You don't need a perfect, long sentence. Just use a simple phrase. Say, I would like the chicken, please. That is perfect. What if the waiter asks you a question and you don't understand? Just say, sorry, can you say that again? It is that easy. Let's try another situation. You are walking on the street and you are lost. You need to ask someone for directions. You don't need to explain your whole day. Just walk up to someone, smile, and say, excuse me, where is the train station? Keep your questions short and direct. Short questions are easier to say, and they are easier for the other person to answer. Now, imagine you are at a party. You meet someone new. This can be scary, even in your own language. Hi, I'm Maria. It is nice to meet you. Then ask a simple question, like, where are you from? People love talking about themselves. If you ask simple questions, they will do most of the talking. You just have to listen and smile. Let's do a quick recap of what we learned today. Building confidence takes time, but you can start today. First, remember that mistakes are okay. Focus on sharing your message, not on being perfect. Smile when you make an error. Second, slow down. Don't try to speak like a fast rapper. Speak slowly and clearly. Give your brain time to find the words. Third, use simple English. Learn useful phrases and don't translate in your head. Describe things if you forget a word. Here are 3 phrases you can practice today. Could you repeat that? I would like this one. And, excuse me, where is... Thank you so much for listening today. I am very proud of you for practicing your English. Keep talking, stay confident, and I will see you in the next episode. And that's the end of today's story. Speak English with confidence today. I hope you learned something new and enjoyed listening. Keep practicing every day. Your English is getting better and better. Follow this channel for more English listening practice. See you next time.